Not only has India lagged behind most of Southeast Asia, the supposedly socialist model of economic development we followed faithfully for 40 years served mostly to keep the poor in poverty and make it so difficult for rich Indians to make enough money to consider what they could do to alleviate poverty. The Birla Group was one of the few big enough in socialist times to make a serious contribution, and they did this mostly in the field of education. The things that have gone wrong in India, do you think that the fact that we haven't educated our people is one of the main things?
Yeah, very true.
You think that?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you think that corporate India can make up the gap?
By doing all the...
By opening more schools?
Yes, they can. They definitely can. And there are NGOs who are doing it. There are many corporate houses who are really going into building schools. And like our group also keeps building to schools.
But so how much do you think you're going to be able to do as, say, because you're one of the biggest companies in the country? How many more schools can you build, according to you?
Actually, you know, our schools are mostly in places where our plants are. And apart from that, there are only 2-3 schools which are not in the plants. One is in Mathura, which I built from scratch. And there are 2 schools in Bombay. It's a New Era school, and one more Aditya Birla Center for Academy, Aditya Birla World Academy. And that's been going to be looked after by my daughter-in-law, Neeja. She's working very hard on it. And there's one more in Bangalore, Sarla Birla Academy.
And those are for everybody? Those are not
for everybody.
Attached to the plants?
No, these are independent schools.
Do you see that as the future, that the Birla Group could be able to build many excellent schools across our cities? Do you see that unattached to your plants?
Actually, I don't think so, because, you know, there's so many other things to be done. And either it has to be in a plant, or it has to be in villages where we do rural development.
So actually, the corporate world can't replace government. This is something that government has to do.
Yeah, very true. They can work in association with them.
They can help them, but not replace them.
Not be...
What about if every company in India built a few schools? Do you think it's possible then to...
Yes, it's possible, and I think that will be a perfect country with so many schools, everybody going to school.
But it still won't replace government, according to you?
No, because the funds have to come from the government.
So in a school like this, are you government funded? Do you get...
No, we are not government funded.
Do any of your schools get government funding?
No.
No?
No, not really.
So your contribution has been entirely out of the company's own resources?
Yes.
Yeah? And what does it mean to you when you think of education? Say, for instance, there is this big Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan, which is literacy. Do you think that literacy is good enough, or do we really need education? What does it mean to you?
I think to start with, literacy is good, but that doesn't take you far. You have to be more knowledgeable, more educated. So I think we must try and educate them more.
And these schools would do that? They take poor children and give them all the facilities that are required?
Yes, like in this school, about 50% of the children are from the nearby villages, and about 50 from our factory officers' children.
with Rajashri Birla, she likes to have a kind of personal touch when it comes to corporate social responsibility. So she got involved with cleft lip operations because she met someone who showed her how a small operation could transform someone's life. And that affected her personally. And she likes to be personally involved in the 42 schools that are run by the Birla Group because she believes fundamentally that if India can educate her young people, that would make all the difference. Another area of CSR that the Birla Group involves itself in, wherever its factories are, is healthcare. What was your life like before the operation?
I used to be very confused and very worried and I was a little apprehensive about my career that with the fact where I'm not able to speak very clearly and very well with the person, with the people. How I would be explaining and expressing myself to the people. But after the operation, I got confidence. I got more improvement in my speech, and now I'm before your people speaking in English. It's a great achievement. And
when did you learn English?
Myself.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So it changed your life?
Lot.
Yeah?
At the moment, I'm very confident guy.
What would you like to do in future in terms of CSR that you haven't actually done already?
I think I would like to give them vocational trainings. Even the boys, like welding, fitting, fitters training, electrician training, all that. Because I think the ladies are, after this self-help groups, they have really come up. But the men still need some guidance.
What did you feel when you met those women upstairs?
I felt very happy to see them happy. They were so eager to show their work, and they were very, they looked very contented, happy. It was nice to see them.
Do you know that in the Birla Group is the largest, one of the largest groups in the country? And why is it that in India we don't have the sort of corporate social responsibility that we see from Bill Gates or Warren Buffett or the Rockefellers? Or, you know, what is wrong with us that we don't do this?
I think every corporate house, they have their own focus areas. Like one may be focusing on building schools, and the another one is doing lots of computer training, and some people are doing, they are training the farmers. So I think they have their own focus areas, and so everything is not put together.
Do you think they're doing enough?
We can't say that because there's so much more to be done, so even more people can join in.
And do you think that a time will come soon when corporate India will do the sort of things that say, the Americans are doing in terms of corporate social responsibility? Do you think that's going to happen?
Yeah, I hope so. I'm sure it will happen one day.
You're sure it will happen?
Yes.
Okay, the thing that puzzles me is, in the city of Mumbai, where all of you live, there is so much that can be done in terms of creating night shelters for street people, in terms of helping hawkers set up their businesses, because they're also businessmen. Why does that not happen? Do you not feel that you can do anything there?
I think there we won't be able to do much. I think it will come under the purview of the state government.
But we've seen that government has failed to do anything, so that half the citizens of Mumbai live in slums. Shouldn't corporate houses come together to help clear up those slums, to build low-cost housing? Don't you think that can be done?
Yes, I think that will be a very good idea. And recently we've also gotten an association with Habitat for Humanity, in which we build houses for the poor people, but they're again in the villages.
So something needs to be done in urban India, you agree with
very
that?
true, very true.
Yeah? And on a personal level, what has made you happiest in terms of the CSR that the Birla Group has done? What makes you happiest?
The whole thing put together has really progressed, And I'm happy that so much has been done, and I'm also hopeful that there's still more to be done and we'll be able to do it.